Hoi. As you might have seen from the title of this video, it is my 10-year anniversary on YouTube. To be exact, it was the 10-year anniversary on November 21st, but I was kind of sick so I didn't really have time to record anything then, and also it seems to be a 10-year long tradition that every time that date rolls around, I basically notice it when it's already passed, so I thought I'd stick with that. YouTube has changed so much over the years, and I was really keen to make a video talking about what it's been like to be on YouTube for 10 years and give you a bit of backstory on me, how I got started, how I've kept doing it for 10 years. And I also asked you on Instagram stories if you had any specific questions, so I'll put those in here as well. I 100% started my YouTube channel because I wanted to be part of a community that I had been watching for, I guess, maybe 1 or 2 years at that point. And it felt like at the time, one of the best ways of doing that was either going to gatherings that were happening, there weren't that many in the Netherlands, or making videos for yourself. In the early days, I was also part of some collaboration channels, but November 21st, 10 years ago is when I made this channel, Books and Quills. I always think I made a very good decision in picking that username because to this day I still like it, which is a good thing because people can't really spell my full name, so I don't think I'll be switching to my full name anytime soon. I started filming on this beauty. This was a Sony Cybershot, 3.2 megapixels. My favorite bit is the screen, which is like the tiniest thing you've ever seen. And the memory card I had meant that I could record for 30 seconds. My early YouTube days definitely centered around the Vlogbrothers. 5 Awesome Girls were like a massive inspiration for me. Early YouTube gatherings, summer in the city. And I always find it funny to think that people might have started watching after I moved to London, and so they might not know my early YouTube history. And I thought it'd be really fun to give you a little glimpse of that because basically for my 10-year anniversary, my boyfriend cut together all these first clips from basically every single video I'd done. I'm not going to show you the full thing, but I'm going to give you a little taster. And it'll save you the hassle of going back and watching all those embarrassing videos yourself.
Welcome to the Project for Awesome. I like Harry Potter.
Hey people of the interwebs.
Hey nerd fighters. Greetings from Chicago.
Yay!
Finals week. Yay!
So Marion,
I am now 21. Hello and welcome to the 50 Books Challenge.
Sauna requested that I dress up like a Dutch person.
I'm home. Welcome to summer in the city.
So intense.
Hello and welcome to the outside world. Cannot wait till the day that I get a camera that actually has
dude, it's high definition.
Welcome to the Project for Awesome 2010.
Book club, book club, book club.
Oh hi. Hi. Adventure time. Ooh.
Hi.
Good morning.
Get away from me.
Welcome to VidCon.
Good morning.
We are in California.
Guess where we are? Oh, is that my cue? We're in Disneyland.
Hi, this is a book review of Scott Pilgrim, Hark a Vagrant, Insurgent of Player One, The Virgin Suicides, Across the Universe, The Day of the Triffids. Today we're going to talk about books, the Dutch pronunciation guide to another episode of Stitch and Bit.
I looked over at Augustus.
Where are my Triffids?
Sana.
So I have now officially moved. I'm coming to you from Rosianna's room. Hoi. Hoi. You might wonder what I did in the final days before I moved. Hoi. 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 2 years ago I made a video called 30 Before 30. Dit is mijn meest aangevraagde video. Hoi. So, you want to work in publishing? Welcome to my new abode. I'm currently in the Netherlands. Welcome to my throne room. Hoi.
So we're gonna go to the Breakfast Club bookshelf tour. Today we are at Thornfield Hall from Jane Eyre.
Hoi. 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 Hi. Hello. You little weasel. I'm ready for space now. Today's video is about the film Brooklyn. It is a really cozy day today. Welcome to another episode of Screens and Pixels.
Good morning. We are in London.
Hoi!
I've never done one. I'm so excited.
It's time for a little life update.
So which one is this? Screens and Pickles?
Pickles. This one is to all the books I'll never read. In the future, I'm gonna have to be more careful about what I say in the first 2 or 3 seconds of this video, because that's the part I'm gonna have to hear over and over and over and over again. Looking back at my old videos, I almost feel like my record and my memory of me starts when I start making YouTube videos, because I have so many little details and so many shots, whether they're embarrassing or not, that you don't really get from just pictures. Obviously I remember what I was like in high school and as a kid, but it's really nice in a way to have documented all this stuff on YouTube. So things that have happened since I started making YouTube videos: I went to university, I graduated, I went to several years of VidCon, which is the YouTube conference in LA, and Summer in the City. I think the first time we went was
The second or third time, it was in a park. I went to lots of nerdfighter gatherings, especially when John Green was staying in the Netherlands. I studied abroad at Elmhurst College near Chicago. I moved to London. I had a very hard time finding a job. I did internships at publishing houses and then started my career in publishing. There's loads of things that I'm super grateful for that YouTube has given me from a career, because everything I learned from running my own YouTube channel and watching other YouTubers basically led to all the skills that gave me a job in publishing, and that to this day as a freelancer has given me my skills. The friends I'd made through YouTube and the money that I saved from YouTube definitely helped me in my move to London. I don't think I would have moved to London or even studied abroad if I hadn't been on YouTube, because it really opened up the world to me. I think I'm from quite a small town in the Netherlands, and it really enabled me to see the day-to-day life of people across the world. It's gonna be such a cheesy video, but I feel like any video that's about looking back and saying thanks is gonna be that at some point. A lot of people asked about what the YouTube community was like at that point. It was obviously a lot smaller, but I also think there weren't as many defined genres as there are now. Now, you're a daily vlogger, a beauty YouTuber, a book YouTuber. That didn't exist as much. Obviously there were some genres, but because it was still so small, I think a lot of people were friends across genres a lot more, and when you were a YouTuber, that was kind of the defining thing rather than what kind of genre of YouTuber you were. And it was at a time where I was definitely the weird one for making YouTube videos. My friends were always a bit like, oh, why are you spending all your time editing these things? They always happily participated in stuff, which I loved, but I think they always did think it was like a bit weird. And now when you're a YouTuber, everyone just knows what it means. The videos were shorter, and even though there was a lot of content that was aimed at people searching for it specifically, I think that has become one of the main things that YouTube is now, where before you would just kind of film something. You saw something that was funny or entertaining or interesting and you just film it and put up a video. And even though I knew like which things would do well and which ones might not do that well, I wouldn't really be doing thumbnails and titles because I knew it would help with SEO, or because I knew if you do a thumbnail like this, people are more likely to click on it. I think a lot of people were very specifically talking to just their subscribers, and a lot of the time now when YouTubers make videos, they aim it quite wide because they're hoping that other people will find it as well. I think there's that need for strategy is something that has kind of changed about the way that people see YouTube and the way that they approach it. And I remember when I won YouTube Next Up, which was, I guess, in 2011, which is where, for example, I met Lex and I got to go to London and get training at the YouTube space. And they were saying things like, oh, maybe you shouldn't review multiple books in one video because how are people going to find it? And I think that point in time was also when people just started seeing YouTube a bit differently. Anyways, that's enough about SEO. A lot of people think that YouTube these days is just a bunch of trash, and I really want to talk about, in the most idealistic way, creating the internet that you want to see. I've seen a bunch of other YouTubers talk about this as well, but I personally am trying to make an effort to subscribe to people that I like and that I want to support, watch their videos, and try and stay away from my homepage, because that's where all the videos live that I shouldn't be watching and that I don't want to watch, but that it's really easy to be led into clicking onto them. So a lot of the drama videos and just really mean-spirited stuff. So basically, one of the things I wanted to do with this video is just encourage people to think about how you spend your time. There's always going to be YouTubers that you love, and make an effort to search them out, big and small, and basically think about maybe not watching stuff that you think maybe shouldn't be here or shouldn't be as popular as it is. And I'm guessing a lot of you already do this, but putting your subscription feed as the main thing that you go to when you click on the YouTube icon in your browser. Some things that I would love to see more of on YouTube. I would love to see more people making videos in their native languages, more collaborations between people on YouTube, especially across genres, and also bringing in people who maybe don't have their own channel, but whose voices you'd like to put out there. When I think back to what I did before YouTube, a lot of it was around painting and drawing, and that's something that I'd really like to bring back into my life a little bit more and maybe incorporate it into YouTube as well. And a lot of the channels that I'm watching at the moment are either around veganism and sustainability, and then I watch a lot of creative people, so illustrators, writers, freelancers, that kind of thing. So I'm definitely keen, now that I'm a freelancer as well, to bring some of that into my channel too. Another question that I got asked a lot is, how did I stick with it for 10 years? A lot of people obviously for various reasons, stopped making videos at some point. And I think the way that I've been able to keep doing it is I've surrounded myself by people that do similar things, but also I've always found a way to keep it fun. Even though currently YouTube is like quite a big part of my job, I don't think I'd ever want to, or I don't even think I can, do it full time. Because for me, it needs to remain at least partly a hobby. The other things, for example, that I've done is I've refused to have an upload schedule. I know the best thing to do is have an upload schedule, but again, that would take a lot of the fun out of it for me. And I think for me, a lot of motivation also comes from sharing my life, sharing that with people because I love watching other people's stuff, or I guess kind of from like a teaching point of view or advice, sharing my personal experiences in the hopes that they'll be helpful or like comforting to someone else. Quick shout out to some of my favorite people on YouTube at the moment. I still love the Vlog Brothers. I absolutely love Fran and I miss her so much now that she's moved to New York. Fran Nerd, she's an illustrator and just fantastic human being. A lot of my BookTube friends, I don't think I have to name all of them. I do a lot of working together on creative projects and just sitting side by side and working on stuff with Lena and my flatmate at the moment, Rosianna. And to other channels that I really love at the moment are Where I Live. She talks a lot about sustainable fashion, and Minnie Smalls, who is an illustrator and creative as well. Okay, so two last questions that people have been asking me. What is the hardest thing? I think for me the hardest thing is not coming up with ideas because I keep like a massive Google spreadsheet. Sometimes I make videos now that I came up with like 6 years ago. For me the biggest thing is keeping up with both filming and editing and doing the reading. Everyone always asks me like, how do you read so much? And I do read 50 books a year, but when you want to do videos around a specific theme or you're reading for a specific challenge and you're working and you're doing YouTube, that I think is the hardest thing to keep up with. And hopefully with me now being freelance, hopefully that will free up a little bit of time for extra reading, which I'll talk more about in a video that's coming in the next few weeks. People also ask me a lot what my favorite videos are that I've made in the 10 years. And I think a lot of the ones that I did on translation or language or my degree or publishing have probably been some of my favorites. Any videos that I've done with friends, whether they're challenges or days out, videos that I've made going around London, just documenting my day or showing you my favorite bookshops. And a personal favorite, which I think a lot of you might not have seen, are like my old travel videos while I'm studying in the US, because I just love to go back and watch those memories. I want to end the video by just saying a massive thank you for watching this video, watching my channel or any videos on my channel, for leaving really thoughtful comments, for reading alongside me, giving me great recommendations for travel and books, and just for being around, whether it's been for like a couple of months or, I don't know, I know there's people that have been on for like 8 or 9 years. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Doei!